When Vishnu and Lakshmi came to planet Earth with a mission of reforming humans, spreading love, spreading one love and joy on planet Earth, they were born as Ram and Sita. Ram and Sita created this beautiful love on planet Earth, full of loyalty, full of sacrifice, full of penance. They can teach so much to the twin flame couples because they are a perfect example of a twin flame divine couple in union. Both of them also went through period of separation, crisis, just like everyone else, just like all twin flame couples do. In this video, I'm going to be talking about their life and what we can learn from them. So, what are we waiting for now? Let's get started. And a warm welcome to all of you amazing people out there from all over the world to my channel, the Twin Flame Union. In this vlog, I'm going to be talking about the beautiful, inspiring love story of Lord Sri Ram and Sita, who are divine masculine and divine feminine, and they went through all the stages of the twin flame journey like all the other people do, and they can teach a lot to us from their story, the Ramayana. Lord Sri Ram and Sita came to planet Earth specifically because they wanted to help humanity. They wanted to raise the awareness in humans, and for that they left their celestial abode where they lived as Vishnu and Lakshmi and came here and went through all the difficulties and all the crises that can happen in a human life. They also lived like commoners. I have been observing that a lot of twin flamers usually want to go after the romantic union and all the pleasant things that come with it. But if you look at the life of Lord Sri Ram and Sita, they both had immense love between each other, but yet most of the times they lived in separation. Lord Sri Ram could not even witness the birth of his own sons. They had to live in the forest, they had to fight the demons, and eventually to be united again they had to kill the demon king Ravan. Now this shows that when gods come to planet Earth, they also go through their share of suffering. Lord Sri Ram is known as Uttam Purush, which means the perfect man. He showcased immense loyalty towards his wife Sita throughout his life, and even when they were in separation and Sita was living in the forest, Lord Sri Ram never slept on the bed. He always made a bed on the floor for him because he knew that Sita is not going to be getting all the luxuries, so I am also going to live like a person who does not have luxuries. Their love was so pure, so inspiring that even after 7,000 years, even after all this time has passed, people chant their story every single day. It is said that when you are connected with Ram and Sita, you're actually connected with the divine feminine and divine masculine in the same form. When Lord Sri Ram was asked to leave the palace and move to the forest, Sita could have stayed back in the palace because she was a princess after all and she'd never lived in a forest or never lived like that. She chose to stay with her husband and she chose to give him total support, 100% support. When Ravan had abducted her that time also, Sri Ram had to form a big army which was full of monkeys and bears and mutated animals who were in half human and half animal form. And with this army, barefoot, he found Sita, he met Sita and eventually killed Ravan and then came back to Ayodhya, which is where he was born. Now, I have noticed that there are many twin flame couples who get very easily agitated and very easily they get dejected and they feel very bad when they're in separation. And online also, if you see most YouTubers who are working on this, they are constantly selling the union to people. They're constantly, sitting like in a pair, like a couple, and they're like giving this notion to people that, if you are together, if you are married, if you are engaged, only if you're living in under the same roof, you are a twin flame couple, a legitimate twin flame couple, otherwise you're not. All of these are wishy-washy, wrong information that people are giving to one another. Other twin flame couples in Hindu gods are also like this. If you look at the life of Shiva and Sati. Sati was his first wife, and later on she was reborn as Parvati. They had their own difficulties. Sati actually committed suicide by jumping into fire, and then she was reborn. Being a deity, she was reborn, and she had to do a lot of meditation. She had to do a lot of tapasya, which we call sadhana, to come into her own form, in her real being, in her union. And then she finally came back to Shiva. So Shiva also suffered a lot without her. For many, many years, Shiva also did very, very strict and strong penance. And here people are with a little bit of problem that comes into their life, little bit of separation that comes into their life, they get so agitated and they lose their self-control. So I want to tell you, all the twin flamers, that twin flame story, the twin flame scenario and the twin flame concept actually came from India. India is the place where this type of love was found, and that's why we still pray to the Shiva and Shakti's yoni. The sexual organs of Shiva and Shakti are prayed in the form of Shivling. Shivling is not just Shiva. We actually pray to the genitalia of both of them, because you have to understand that sex is just an act, but sexuality is what all of you are. Anybody who has blocked sacral chakra will always be suffering a lot and will always be stuck into addictions. These addictions come in many forms and many formats. There is no dirt to the formats of addiction. It can be drug, it can be pornography, it can be going to prostitutes, male, female, both, I guess. Females are not so much into it than the male. It's abuse, it is alcoholism, it is just being crazy about money, being obsessed. All of these things cause blockages and separations. But when you look at the life of Lord Sri Ram and Sita, it was a life of mission. They specifically chose to be born, to be reincarnated on planet Earth, because they had to end the demon kingdom. They had to save humanity. And most importantly, when Lord Sri Ram was in his exile, when he was in the forest, that was the time when he met a lot of people from the lower caste, from the lower stratas of life, and both Sri Ram and Sita worked together in unison with those people. So their life was from birth till death all about the mission. The mission was their priority, not living together. And till the end, Ram and Sita never actually got to live together. So all of you people who are in separation, you need to understand that separation is not like a breakup that they show in the movies. It's not Mills and Bones. It's not Archie's comics that you're living. If you are a twin flame couple, that means you are here on this planet only for this life. After that, you are out of the cycle of birth and death. But if you don't want to be out of the cycle of birth and death, then please feel free. Be my guest. Live like all the others. But if you are really conscious individual, if you are aware person, then you will be here to finish your work, to do your duty. Your duty, your mission for humanity will always be your top priority, not the romantic element of the twin flame relationship. I really want to thank Lord Ram and Sita, because I see that how much they sacrificed to pave way for other people. They were actually humanity pro. They did not even care about themselves. They never cared about themselves. They only care about the people. Lord Sri Ram always cared about the people he was serving. He did everything that he could have done. Despite being a king, he never really lived like a king. He lived like a common person, and he was one of the most honest person and the perfect man. And his companion Sita was the perfect woman. Sita was tested many times by the same people that Lord Sri Ram was serving. So for them, it was very difficult to actually see the same people who they're serving going against them, their own king and queen. But still, they were selfless. They were always so selfless. They raised their children in the best possible way, and once the boys were big enough to be taken care by the father, Sita left the planet. Sita is even greater, because Sita was the divine feminine who actually got awakened before Lord Sri Ram. And if Sita would not have gotten awakened, and if she would not have left Sri Ram from the planet Earth, then he would not have awakened his god energies too, because Lord Sri Ram was born in such a manner, he chose a human life in such a way that he did not get or did not use any of his miraculous powers, the other powers, the mystical powers, the supernatural powers, so as to say. Even when he fought with Ravan, he actually used the normal human efficiencies that he was born with. Only after Sita left from planet Earth, he was forced to revive his godly energies so that he could go back into union with her. And even before leaving planet Earth, he worked on planet Earth for many years. He served the people, and when the right time came, then he left and he came to his abode, which was Vaikuntha, and he then merged with Sita once again, and they became Vishnu and Lakshmi. On this note, I'm going to end this vlog. Thank you so much, all of you people, for being here and listening to the story and the inspiration that Lord Sri Ram and Sita gave to all the twin flamers on this planet. Thank you, and I'll see you in another vlog.